It's been almost 2 years since Across the Spider-Verse come out. While I am waiting such a long time, one thought came through my mind. How would Miles's first meeting with George look like? Here are my headcanons. At the moment when Gwen returns to her home, she sees her father sleeping and also her photo with Miles at the table. This is clear that George already knows about Miles. Personally, I think that during this amount of months Gwen has been at Spider Society, her father sneaked into her room, watched over her stuff, and found their photo. Perhaps he was like, wait a second, Gwen has found another friend? To let things happen, let's assume that somehow Miles will save his father and forgive Gwen for lying to him. Yeah, he's surely mad at her, but I don't think he hates her. Right when he would visit her dimension, let's assume that still will be possible. After a big fight with Spot, him and Gwen would be talking on the rooftop about all of this shit they've gone through. George would interrupt a bit, probably just by walking behind and be like, both Miles and Gwen look behind. So this is the guy from the photo you're hiding. I suppose George will be rather calm when meeting Miles for the first time, since Gwen looks really happy and relaxed with him. After, Gwen would get a bit nervous with her dad interrupting her conversation with Miles. Boy quickly would get that Gwen's father is right near him. He would probably not be that anxious to act like a typical butchie, but anxious enough to worry what George might think of him. Miles will for sure introduce himself the best way possible. Maybe something like, "My name is Miles Morales. It's such a great honor to finally meet you, I'm sorry, Mr. Stacy. Gwen has already told me you quit it." Moreover, he may say something about how great Gwen is and that meeting her was the best experience in his life. I'm saying things like it mostly because of my parents. George probably would like to know more about his daughter's new friend, so he would invite Miles to their apartment and ask him some questions. I'm sure he will absolutely adore Miles, cause all we know, he's well behaved, witty, smart, and a total sweetheart. Considering that Gwen did call Miles's parents by their first name, George would be rather surprised with Miles calling him formally Mr. Stacy, which I'm sure his parents had taught him. Probably he would ask Miles to call him simply George, or even at that. But this is just for teasing, of course. Perhaps about the first one, Miles wouldn't use his first name so simply and maybe even get playfully scolded for that by Gwen's father. About Gwen, I'm sure she would be glad that her father get to like Miles so fast. Yet when things would get a bit weird or cringe, you know how awkward parents can be, she would surely react and be a bit flustered if her father teased her in front of Miles. And Miles, being a wonderful boy he is, would probably defend her in some way, yet polite enough to keep George love him. Considering how the relationship between Gwen and her dad went in the previous movie, I believe that George would be absolutely delighted that his daughter got such a new friend who is even that lovable. George would probably confess to Miles that his relationship with Gwen was nearly ruined by him, and she looks really happy with him, so he must be a great person. Even summing it up with something like, "I appreciate you for looking for my Gwen," and maybe even pat his head a little bit.